I need people to know that I am an addict.
You're an addict for nitro cold brew?
I am addicted to Starbucks sweet cream nitro cold brew right now. I'm not kidding. It's actually really bad. I feel like I need to share it with the world.
Amal's Coffee Corner.
I don't know why it says Amal.
Caffeine Confessions.
Caffeine Confession.
Cold Brew Chronicles. Welcome back to the Coach Cooldown for another episode of fun-filled topics for your entertainment of the day. With that being said, I'm Jeff, this is Alicia, and the topic of today is gym culture, politics, and leadership. That was chosen by you guys on our Instagram story on our poll. It won by 30-something%, I believe.
Yeah, which kind of surprised me.
What did you think was going to win?
Well, I thought everyone voted for every category, which is kind of cool.
That is true, yeah.
Because everyone, well, those were already ones that we were planning on doing, but it was like
4 straight episodes of
yeah. But there was like, okay, what are we gonna do next?
Yeah.
And I think I was surprised by it because when I hear gym culture, leadership, and what's the other one we're talking about? Politics. They're 3 completely separate things. Now, some of them tie into each other.
Right.
But it's kind of 3 separate topics. So I'm curious to hear why people want to break it down.
So which one should we talk about first? Is it politics that we're talking about first?
I think we're going gym culture.
Gym culture.
Gym culture was first in the...
Gym culture. Did I say that in the intro? Gym culture, politics, and leadership?
Yeah.
Right, cool, so I didn't miss anything. All right, culture. That's a cool one. And I think every gym has its culture, but it's funny because I believe that a good amount of people that would be listening to this only know maybe one particular gym culture. They might have just been in one gym this entire time or one gym their whole life, so they don't know the culture of other gyms, right? Because you could break it up between multiple different kinds of gyms. Your standard commercial gym, your boutique fitness or studios, sporting facilities,
performance.
Yeah. You know, you could even
weightlifting,
powerlifting. You could even put like, for your background, do you have any that were sports specific that you were training at, or were you always at a commercial gym?
I've had a few sports specific, but mostly commercial gyms or one-on-one studios or mom and pop studios. But I feel like the culture is different in every single one.
So when it came to the gyms that you've been at, whether you've trained there or worked there, what's the differences between them? Can you spot any just immediately off the top of your head? Yeah,
I think if we're talking commercial gym versus a group class gym, could be CrossFit, could be boutique studio, could be whatever class-based gym, versus a gym where you go to and you key fob in and it's open 24 hours. Those cultures couldn't be more different.
Yeah.
One is about the people and one is about you. And probably everyone in that commercial gym has their headphones on, listening to their podcast, their music. They're not really going there to talk to somebody. They're going there to work out. Not to say the people that go to class-based studios aren't going there to work out, but the main driver is the people. And that's where culture comes in. And that's where creating a community is so important, because you need that for people to want to come. You can't just have the best of the best equipment. You have to have the people. What about, like, from your background, like a boxing studio or a boxing gym? What's the culture? I think I know, but tell the people, what's the culture in a specific boxing studio?
It depends, because there's so many different boxing studios and they all have their own vibe that carries about them, right? But for the vast majority of it, something you do need to understand is that you are now in a place where it is a fighting gym. So the attitude is as such. I'm not saying that if you go into a boxing gym, you should be intimidated. Especially these days, people are more welcoming to teaching the craft of boxing. A boxing gym and a Muay Thai gym and a Jiu-Jitsu gym and an MMA gym, they all have their own cultures and they're all different. Boxing gym is different in my experiences because where I started off, boxing was a very old school boxing gym. So everything they taught was more or less how a certain generation grew up. So then those boxing gyms, like, I'm not gonna lie, where I started boxing was it was rough. It was rough as hell.
In what way?
It's very competitive, for one. Right? Obviously there are, that's not to retract away from the people in there who are very nice and very good people and kind-hearted people. But that vibe is rough. You could go to a studio or a boutique gym where it's a good community and everyone's really friendly with each other. In boxing gyms, they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
They don't give a single fuck how you feel.
I could see that.
Again, not everyone is like that. I don't want everyone out there to hear that and say, oh man, I don't want to go to a boxing gym anymore, because now it's just like I'm just going to be around some toxicity. Right? But it's not necessarily true. Boxing gyms these days are more open to sharing the sport and saying that everybody deserves to learn how to box, but that doesn't mean you have to fight or compete.
Yeah.
But when I was still going to boxing, and that was starting in 2006, it was completely different.
Everyone was trying to compete.
Everyone in there was a fighter, and everybody in there was competing. You would join the group classes if you wanted something a little bit more tame. But then I wanted to fight at that time. So then I joined a different section of the gym that was all fighters. Mind you, that boxing gym was also connected to an MMA and jiu-jitsu gym. So they had mats in the corner and they had 2 rings on this side. And then one corner towards the front was where they did the group classes, where all the heavy bags were. And then all the primary training for people who wanted to fight was towards the ring. And there are multiple coaches in there, and they all had their own stable of fighters. And at that time, everybody was good. It came with a certain type of masculinity about it, right?
Of course.
Where now you are just resorting to your most primal instinct at sometimes. So do you remember the last time that we talked? And you spoke about how when you asked me if I ever threw up before during a workout.
Yeah.
And then I just clearly remember my first couple of times sparring throwing up, because it felt like I was fighting for my life. So now you have mixed exhaustion with danger. So you put the two together, it kind of stresses you out a little bit. That's a different culture. So it was strange at first going into where I started working when I became a trainer, where the environment was really nice. And it was a very friendly community. I wasn't used to it. It almost tripped me out in a sense. Yeah, those were some wild times during boxing.
I guess it doesn't really surprise me, given the time, right?
It's 2006. You're in the city.
I think it's safe to say that, especially for everyone listening, it's not like that anymore. There's a lot of
different, yeah.
Would you say there's boutique style
There's
boxing?
boutique style boxing. There's boot camp fitness style boxing.
Boot camp, kickboxing. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that people get into.
But even back then, it was like that also. They had like just a little boot camp fitness class. They had that, but it was taught by certain people.
You know what's crazy? We talked about being empathetic. And we talked about that for you. You kind of can't be empathetic as a boxer.
You can't be empathetic in boxing. No. No.
I mean, of course, in your personal life, that might be a hard thing to learn.
Yeah, to transition into.
Yeah.
Some gyms are just always really nice. And the vibe is just always friendly from the beginning. And then that teaches you kindness in a sense, right? But then there's also that mixture from the boxing gyms where it was the rougher side of things. So you can kind of see how things can pan out if things don't go wrong. So it keeps you kind of humble.
Yeah.
And then that's the same thing with jiu-jitsu gyms. Like I did boxing and I got good at boxing. And all of a sudden I go to a jiu-jitsu gym, which is completely different. And it's a different sport. Then I'm getting choked out by a 135-pound kid and I can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to take him off me and throw him off me, but he's just wrapped around me like a freaking octopus with tentacles and just turning my jaw sideways, and it feels like my head's about to explode. I'm like, let me go.
Tap out.
Yeah, and I'm just like, damn, dude, that kid's like 13.
Yeah.
I'm 29,
Yeah.
So, it's just stuff like that. So those are different insights between different cultures, like
in the boxing world. Yeah.
Yeah, boxing world is like, again, I came from boxing gyms. From boxing gym, my next real experience of being actually part of a community that's outside of work was powerlifting. That was normal. Everyone in that powerlifting gym was cool, man.
Yeah, I've heard like powerlifting, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I've heard powerlifting communities are very, like if you go to a powerlifting meet, I've never been, but from what I've heard is like, that's one of the sports that you can go and every single person in the room is cheering you on when it's your time to go.
That felt good.
And that's kind of cool, right? Because you go to whatever, sports or, running could be similar, right? Everyone's cheering you on.
Yeah.
And that feels good for that athlete. And so I have to imagine that the culture in a powerlifting gym, it's not really you versus me, right?
No,
it's you versus yourself.
Yeah.
And that's for a certain type of person. Right? That's definitely for someone who's very self-driven. But that's a really cool thing. So I've heard.
Yeah. Powerlifting meets are fun. Like it was cool. It was a cool experience.
There's just a few lifts or movements, right?
Squat, bench, deadlift.
That's it, right?
3 tries for each of them.
Yeah.
You know, you get 9 total lifts. There's lights that determine if you make it or not.
Got it.
3 of them, it's either white or red. You obviously get 2 whites, you're good. You get 3 whites, you're really good. You get 2 reds, you're not good. You get 3 reds, you're not good. You know, you have to squat low enough. The bench has to be a long enough pause at the bottom. The deadlift can't be just slammed. You have to lift it all the way up without like trying to hump the air to try to get it up.
Yeah.
You know, there's certain like rules to it.
There's a few other things I think that I want to talk about when it comes to culture, because I feel really strongly about culture and community. And I kind of, this is just from my experience and mostly, well, pretty much every gym. We can talk about powerlifting, we can talk about fight gyms, we can talk about sports performance, but at the end of the day, what makes those gyms, what makes the culture is the people there.
Yeah.
It's the members and it's the staff. And I feel really strongly about making people feel welcome. And that's like point blank. That's culture. That's community. Is when someone comes over to your house, like you want them to feel comfortable, right?
Yeah.
Like,
right.
And so I've always felt that way in fitness, and people will probably be surprised to hear this, but I get intimidated going to gyms. If I'm going to go down to the new 45 or Orange or Berries or whatever, or maybe it's just Crunch, like I get a little like, oh, I'm not comfortable here. I don't go here every day. So it doesn't matter what your level of fitness is, walking into a place with people that are comfortable and you're the outsider, it is an uncomfortable situation. And our job as fitness professionals is to make people feel like they're a part of the team, a part of the family. And I don't know if this is just me being a people pleaser, or just I don't like to see anyone uncomfortable. And maybe that's just, I want everyone to be happy no matter what. And I feel for people. You can tell when someone comes into your studio, your class, your club, whatever it is, and they're nervous. That's not a good feeling for me. Even if I'm at a party, I'm like, this person doesn't have anyone to talk to. I want to go talk to them. And I think that is so important when it comes to gym cultures, is first impressions, making people feel absolutely at home when they get there, right?
That's my favorite part of the day.
Yeah.
It's my favorite part of the job. It's not even like the lifting and that, or the workout itself. In a sense, it's just seeing happy faces.
Yeah.
It feels good.
Once people get comfortable, that is maybe the favorite part, the brightest part of their day.
It's fun. I think that's probably a big portion of why we stay doing what we're doing. You're contributing to somebody's day.
Yeah.
Right. I don't like seeing somebody nervous either.
No.
Right. We've all been in that situation. None of us want to feel nervous going into somewhere new.
Yeah.
And that's why it's good for us to be in a position to where we're in control of that. Just walk up to them and be like, hey, how you doing? Right?
And I love when, first of all, every single staff member at every single gym or club has to have that.
Yes.
They have to be able to be accommodating to
Right.
people. But also what's a really special thing is when your members do it. And when people at the gym make new people feel, that's culture. That's a welcoming culture.
That's not just culture either. I believe that to be part of leadership.
Yeah.
Because now you've taken the lead to be able to make this person comfortable. And you as a member, regardless of you being even an employee here or not, you've been here for a while. So you're now taking the lead for this new person and helping them get comfortable where they're at.
Yeah.
It makes a big deal. It makes, 1, our job easier, and 2, our community better.
Yeah.
So I wholeheartedly enjoy it when I put somebody that's new next to someone that's been there for a while.
Yep.
And then you see them start to talk to each other, and then they're just like, hey, come with me. Right? Like, they show them where to go. I like that. That's great. I'm just like, thank you.
It makes our job easier.
It makes our job easier. And again, I'm not trying to make my job easier more than I just want that person to feel connected to somebody.
Yeah.
Right? You know, even if they may be introverted themselves, right? It's just, here's your joy for the day.
Let's wrap up the culture. I think that was definitely that was a lot of good stuff. You have anything else when it comes to culture?
No.
Anything else? I mean, that definitely could be a whole topic. But that was pretty good. I think that gives people an idea of when we say gym culture, and what does it mean
Yeah.
and what does it mean at different places?
Something I do want to say though is that if you're new to working out or you're new to gyms or facilities, if you have gone to your first place and you've had a bad experience, don't think that that's going to be the gym culture for every place that you would go
Yeah.
to. You need to try different places first because every place has their own vibe and has their own community and has
Yeah.
their own culture going on.
Mhm.
So try multiple ones and see what suits you the best in your
Yeah.
personality and your preference of style of training and how you mesh with people.
Mhm.
Try all of them. Don't judge off of just one.
I like that. And maybe even try it again.
Try it again, yeah.
Maybe it wasn't, it could be better.
Maybe you work with me and you're just like, I hate that Jeff guy.
Right.
And then you go to a different one and you're just like, I love Alicia. She's phenomenal. Right?
Yeah.
That might happen. And I'm not going to get offended by it. If you
Yeah.
like me, you like me. If you don't, you don't. But if you love Alicia, perfect.
Mhm.
Go to her.
Yeah.
You know?
Let's move on to one of your favorite topics, gym politics.
Politics. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. What you got for this spicy section?
Politics. Now, whatever politics I do know would probably come from the fighting gyms.
Yeah.
There's one thing, let's say, especially about boxing gyms, and like more so for back in the day, is that you're relatively loyal to one boxing gym, right? If today it's different, members could kind of go from boxing gym to boxing gym and just pop in and
Mhm.
pay class pass and it would be
Mhm.
whatever. But back then you weren't doing that. There's no way I'd be going to where I was going and go to one of the competing gyms or one of our competitors and that'd be okay with everybody else in there. You're kind of seen as like a traitor. Yeah, so that's like that's a political thing also. Yeah. What else?
To basically like, why do I want to say homie hop?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
different.
Yeah.
It's not well respected.
It's not well respected. At least that's how it was back then. And then I
Mhm.
didn't know that at first until somebody in our gym started actually doing that, and they were
Mhm.
bouncing between gym to gym, and then they didn't like it. They got treated differently.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I will say, kind of going off that, I am 100% a supporter of a coach working at 3 different locations.
Yeah.
Because I think it makes you a better
a
coach.
better coach, yeah.
I've always said this. If I'm managing coaches, I want the gym that we're at to be the best one because I understand the grind of you have to make it work and you might have to work at 3 different studios. You might have to personal train on the side, but I want you to like my culture the best. If I want to make it feel like home to you, but that is something that if someone's looking for experience, sometimes that's the way to do it. You got to work at a couple different places and you will learn so much because every place is different.
You become versatile.
Yeah.
Right? Kind of like how you coached basketball for girls,
Yeah.
but then you go coach groups also, but then you also were good with one-on-ones.
Yeah.
You don't always find that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But then the more experience you have in multiple different places, you could combine all those skills together because now you have this asset that makes you a little bit more stand out compared to your standard trainer.
Yep.
Right? Versatility is important. Yep. The skill to be able to continue learning and being at multiple places helps you learn.
It does.
Right? And being with different communities and cultures helps you learn also. You need to collect all that information and observe everything going on around you. It will just make you a better person, coach, and trainer all together as a whole.
What do you think people think of when you say gym politics?
One situation could be coaches poaching for other clients that are already training with other coaches. Because it's funny because in the 10 years that I've been training, I've never had that problem.
Yeah.
Right? But then it does happen.
So you're saying when, like, give me an example. Like when you're both at the same
facility.
Yeah.
One's already training another person, right?
Yeah,
and then
that's
another
definitely-
coach tries to take that client.
That's not cool.
Right? But you know what's funny about that? Going back to episode 1, when we're talking about my client that went to prison, she was actually a client of one of my buddies. And he was actually my mentor. But I think, now that I think back on it, he had allowed that because it got me into the industry. I think in this situation is that he was just such a good dude that he allowed me to train her. And I didn't know that was a boundary that's even a thing because I'm brand new to fitness.
Yeah, you were like, okay, thanks.
I was like, all right. I was like, I guess that's not a problem, right?
Yeah.
So I just never knew, you know? It seemed like he didn't care. But now that I had that experience too, if I had a client right now, and let's say I was mentoring somebody that's a new coach or a new trainer, and then one of my clients decided they wanted to go with him or her and train with both of us, I wouldn't give 2 shits. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, cool. And then I'm looking at my client that was mentored. I'd be like, yeah, no, she wants to train with you also, dude. Take it.
Yeah.
I just charge what you want to charge because it's going to give that person a learning experience. And that could count as a gym politic. Other than that, it's gym drama.
Gym drama.
You lump people into one group for a long period of time.
Yep.
Sooner or later, there's going to be some sort of drama.
Something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on the situation, right? But you're exactly right. You can't go 2 years, 3 years, 5 years without any drama in the gym.
It's impossible.
It could be something very silly. It could be, oh, these people went to high school together and there was drama then. Depending on how big of a city you live in or how small of a city you live in. You can't get away from that stuff. It's how you handle it. It's how you, can you bring people together in a situation like that? Like, you may hate the person next to you, but you're both doing something you like.
Yeah.
You're both there on a common interest. So fitness can bring people together, but it can also bring people together and tear people apart.
Right.
So it's the way that you handle it, and it's the way that you handle yourself with those situations too, not getting involved and that kind of stuff. You got to draw a line somewhere.
Yeah.
But it's unavoidable.
Yeah, keep me out of that shit.
Yeah, you just got to stay in your own lane.
Right, you guys handle it on your own. I don't want any involvement in this.
We talked about culture, but people could talk about gyms being a cult.
Ooh, that's a good point.
And I've heard so many people in my lifetime be like, oh, that gym's like a cult.
Yeah.
But whether it is or it isn't, it's kind of a good thing.
They said my jiu-jitsu gym was like a cult.
Yeah. I mean, gyms can be very culty, and that can be very good for your revenue because that means people want to stay.
Yeah,
and
people buying into it.
Yeah. But you want them to, what we talked about earlier, is make people feel welcome.
Right.
There's a part of that. So it can't get too culty.
It's funny when they say that. I'm just like, all right, cool. Is there positive things happening in this gym for people? Yeah. Sure, cool. Yeah, they're not over here sacrificing goats and drawing pentagrams on the floor, right?
Yeah, like not that kind of cult.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so when you put that word to it, I'm just like, come on, man.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah.
They're doing seances in the middle of the night.
Yeah, we won't be doing that.
There's candles everywhere. You walk in, and I was like, what the fuck's going on here?
Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff when it comes to gym cultures. You could talk about, I don't even want to get into it. You can talk about steroids. You can talk about some really unhealthy habits for people. That I want to say, well, it's probably not a thing of the past.
No, because you know what? People that need to go to that level generally are in a competitive place, and it's for very certain types of sports that they're doing. Yes. They need to get the next edge.
Yes.
It's funny because people think that steroids are just like some magical thing that all of a sudden you take it, then you're just like the biggest, buffest, strongest person out there. I'm like, you still got to put in a lot of work.
Has anyone ever asked you if you're on?
Yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah.
It's funny? When I first hit like my 500 plus deadlift, somebody straight up asked me if I was taking gear.
Do you get offended by it?
No, because I'm one of those people that don't give a shit if you take steroids or not.
Okay, yeah.
I'm like, if you want to take steroids, take steroids. I'm not going to do it because I don't want my balls to shrink. That's why I'm not taking steroids. I want to still be able to,
You heard it here first, people. Anything else on gym politics, or you wanna go into?
Because with gym politics, again, that's what it is. It's strictly political, and I think both you and I are not so centered on that type of drama.
No.
Yeah. So if anybody out there was hoping for something juicy out of that, I'm sorry to tell you that, but me and Alicia tend to relatively stay out of things.
Yeah, and that would be the advice: is
stay out of it.
Stay out of it.
That's what I'm saying. Don't buy into it.
Keep it clean, and if you know something that's going on, you kind of look the other way.
Yeah.
And, well, depends on.
Don't speak nothing of it, man. Like, if you know there's some gym politic happening right now that's not going to be good for anybody and has a negative connotation for it, just ignore it, please. Do your best.
Okay. Leadership in fitness.
I like leadership. Leadership's cool.
What makes you a leader, Jeff? Tell the people.
Man, I'm just a regular dude. I think I do things that could be motivational or inspirational to people, but I don't know if I'm considered like a full-on, like, I'm the leader of the pack.
If you're the coach in the room, people are looking at you for guidance, for motivation, for help, for whatever they're looking for. You are the go-to person. I think a leader is someone who does the right thing. I mean, of course, they can make mistakes, but...
Of course. You lead by example. However you want that room to respond or to act is going to be solely based upon you. You have the most, you have the most draw in the room to be able to determine that outcome.
Let me ask you a question. Can you talk about the best leader you've worked for?
You.
Really? I was thinking of someone else.
Not just you. I think everyone else in that building that is either a manager or even the owner is probably right now the best team that I've worked for.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I continue to stay and I enjoy being over there. When you've made my job so easy that I feel like I just walk into my second house. I've had other ones too. My mentor.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of when we talked about him.
For sure. For sure. I don't know. Am I supposed to say his name? He'd probably like if I shouted him out.
Yeah, shout him out.
Yeah, it's my boy Jake.
Shout out
Richardson. Jake Richardson, man. That was my boy. That's somebody I look up to as a leader, right? For sure. He always tells me, because he called me a few weeks ago and he told me that everything that I have done up to this point was because of me, right? But I never would have been able to actually accomplish all this stuff that I've done if it wasn't for his push. Because remember, I was telling you, I was terrified to start.
Yeah.
Didn't know, like with one-on-ones, it was different. I was still scared to put up those ads on Craigslist.
Yeah.
To get clients, but I did it anyways because that one's a little bit less terrifying, as opposed to him saying, "Hey, I'm gonna throw you on a microphone. Let's hear you talking on a microphone in this empty room, imagining there's 30 people in here, and me trying to run away and leave the building, and him stand in front of the door and just hand me a mic and say, "You're not going anywhere, dog. You got to do this." I was terrified. He didn't have to do that.
So that's a leader.
He was a leader.
Putting you in a uncomfortable situation.
In an uncomfortable situation, knowing that it was going to grow me and propel me to a place that I never thought I was going to be.
You ever hear the saying you have to break someone down to make them better?
Yeah.
Did I already tell you that?
I don't. I remember you saying things in that nature, but
yeah.
not exactly to those words.
Like in sports training or team stuff, they say that it's like you gotta break someone down in order to build them up.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's the case for everyone, because you can break someone down and you can never regain that trust.
Yeah.
But for someone who's able to handle that, or if they're able to become vulnerable with you, you're able to build off of that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he did that, man. Like, he started that whole thing. When someone believes that you could do great things, even when you don't believe it,
Yeah.
That makes a phenomenal leader. I sort of like in my mind, I'm just like, man, I hope I made the guy proud, and I think I did, because again, we talked like 2 weeks ago.
What I define to be a good leader is someone who, well, you kind of said it too, like someone who can find the good qualities in you,
Yeah,
and help shape you to get to where you need to be, to not give up on someone, to always push and motivate. And sometimes that means being the bad guy.
Oh, yeah.
I think that being a leader is, you should mostly be the good one, but there are times that you absolutely have to be the bad person, and you have to be okay with that. Yeah, I've had some good leaders in my career. I would say one comes to mind. He was the owner of the gym that I first managed in St. Louis.
Okay.
And he just taught me everything, honestly, everything that I know from, and I don't really know that much, but he taught me everything about like how he programmed, which is why I program the way I program. He taught me a lot about posture. He taught me a lot about just like core work and just things that were so much better than reading a book. Taking a test.
Yes. Yeah. If you have that good person that knows, you learn a lot more and a lot quicker.
Yeah. And he taught me a lot about business. Stuff that I did not need to know at that time in my career, but he just took me along for the ride and was like...
Is he the one that taught you bear pose?
Yes.
Alicia's favorite is bear pose.
Yes.
Your favorite core exercise is bear pose.
There are many things that he taught me that I have not shared.
That's funny.
Yeah, he was such a, bear crawl was like his warm up. Like, like primal bear crawl.
No. Okay. So, but before I forget the point, can you rewind back to when you said sometimes you have to be the bad person?
As a leader?
But I don't get it. Yeah.
Because unfortunately, when you are the leader, you can't always be everyone's friend. If that is your relationship with people, which I would like to say that I'm a pretty friendly person with most people, sometimes you have to turn that off and be the boss and have tough conversations. And that's hard to do when maybe yesterday you were their friend.
I see where this is going.
Yeah, I don't think people would respect you as the leader if you weren't able to do that every once in a while.
Yeah, because now you can't. The leader can't always just be the nice person. Otherwise, you're going to get ran over all the time.
1000%.
Sometimes you have to just take charge and say, look, I'm going to set my foot down. This is how I want things to go, and it needs to happen this way.
And usually, if you're friendly enough, usually you don't have to do it much. But when you do, and you've already built that rapport with that person, usually they'll be like, okay.
Shit, man, I did it with an entire classroom.
Yeah. Exactly. They respect you because of your personality, because of your years experience with them. And then one time, nip it in the butt.
Yeah, I did not want to be the bad guy in that situation, but it got to a point. It's just when I'm having complaints from multiple other people, and it's gotten to the point of disruption. And like normally, I'm a relatively calm dude, and it takes a lot to piss me off these days. And just like for me to be there, just like, come on. You know? Like your favorite gym word or overused gym word.
Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go.
That's exactly how I felt, and I remember. I'm just remembering in my head. I'm like, I have to address this before it just continues. Yeah. Yeah. I was like, let's get to work.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to. It's tough to be the bad guy sometimes, but it's tougher to get run over.
That is probably the best point that I've heard in the past couple of weeks, is that sometimes you, as a good leader or a great leader, you have to be the bad guy. And it's funny because when people would hear that, and when I first heard it, I'm just like, what are we talking about by being a bad guy? It's like, no, you just need to address things that shouldn't be happening. Yeah.
Well, that's pretty much all I have for leadership. I mean, this is also such a great topic that we could go on and on about. But it's been a long session.
Yeah. I think we've been recording for more than an hour.
I think so. I think it's going to be great. Let's do rapid fire.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, rapid fire. Are you ready?
Who's going first?
I'm going first. All right, chalk. Necessary or dramatic?
Yeah, use chalk.
Use chalk. So chalk. Necessary?
Yeah, man. Deadlifts. How are you going to deadlift? Your hands keep sweating and you can't grip it anymore.
One unwritten rule every gym should follow.
Re-rack your weights.
Good one. Good one. Should trainers correct someone else's client?
No.
Yikes.
No, leave them be. That's not your business.
Certifications versus experience.
Experience.
Totally. Biggest lie in the fitness industry?
Oh, that's a good one. I don't think I could rapid fire that one. Biggest lie in the fitness industry. Oh, I don't have one.
Okay, next.
Yeah. But do you have one?
Yeah. I have a few. Biggest lie in the fitness industry?
I want to know yours.
That lifting makes you bulky as a female.
Oh, yeah. That's great. That's absolutely great.
Lifting does not make you bulky as a female.
Yeah, it does not make you bulky as a female. Do you know how much you have to eat to do it?
Exactly. Yes.
And how much good, nutritious, high-protein foods do you need to eat to do it? Mm-hmm. I wish it was that easy.
Right.
I'd be so swole. Yeah, the hell?
Okay, one more for you. Tough love or positive reinforcement?
It depends on the person.
Yes, but for you?
For me, tough love.
Tough love all day. I knew it.
Could be a little bitch. Don't be a little bitch. Just pick it up.
You can choose from some of those. Okay.
Do I have to cut that out?
No. I like it.
Don't be a little bitch, man. My clients know me for that. Sometimes my clients will walk in.
Guy.
Yeah, sometimes my clients walk in here and they're like, I'm here to not be a little bitch today.
Let's go.
I'm like, let's go, and I'll fist bump them. I'm like, let's fucking go, right? Let's get warmed up.
I like that.
Yeah. And then they fail a squat after, and I'm like, sorry. I guess that was a little too heavy. No, that doesn't happen. Okay. Ready? Mm-hmm. What's a gym trend you secretly love?
A gym trend I secretly love. Okay, I have a good one.
Okay.
I love a good girl matchy set. I won't wear it, but I love when I see my girls at the gym and they got red top, red bottom.
That's
blue
funny.
top, blue bottom. Love it. Looks good. Keep wearing it.
I find that to be cutesy also.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What causes the most drama in gyms?
Breakups?
Yeah.
Breakups.
Okay. Harder. Hiring or firing?
Hiring.
Yeah.
Takes longer.
Yeah, for sure. Firing is just you're in and out. Can a great athlete be a bad coach?
Yes.
Absolutely.
1000%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got some shitty ass coaches out there that are phenomenal athletes. I like this one. Is it okay to fire a client?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Fire a client.
Yeah.
Fire away.
And then they don't align with you. What the hell are they doing there? What makes clients respect a coach?
Care.
Ooh, nice answer.
Mm-hmm.
I like that one.
They actually care about you.
Okay, last one. The gym habit that secretly annoys coaches.
When people don't re-rack their weights.
Yeah, it's fucking pissing me off.
Yeah, it makes you really mad.
It makes me really mad. It makes me furious.
Yeah. The last question I have for you is, what did you train this week, Jeff?
Man, I told you that.
Upper, lower, upper, lower?
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
But then I didn't specify before how those go, so I'll just give the first two exercises of my first two training days. So upper, bench press, row, primary,
I
and
like
lower, squat, Bulgarian, primary.
Okay.
And that's just for my first 2 days, and the rest I won't share it. Last question.
Last question.
What'd you train?
What did I train? Running, lifting.
What'd you lift? Tell me your favorite lifter.
Thursday, but I did some upper yesterday. I did some pull-ups, did some rows.
Nice.
I did some negatives. I did some.
Oh, you did negatives. Nice.
Yeah, I'm kind of sore under my lats are a little sore. Ran this morning, ran yesterday. I'll probably run the rest of the week.
Sweet.
I'm only in the beginning stages of my workouts this week because I kind of took Monday and Tuesday off, so it was busy, and then I'll hit it hard the rest of the week.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Well, this was a fun topics. These were fun topics today. I have a feeling we might dive into some of them a little deeper one day. But yeah, if there's anyone listening that has some feedback or they want to comment, we would love to hear it. We would love to see some comments on our YouTube or comments on our Spotify. We're on Spotify, Instagram, and YouTube. So like us, share us, comment, and do all the things. And thank you so much for listening. We will see you in the next episode.
If you don't know what to comment on, just let us know what you'd like to hear more about or something that you would want to hear about that we haven't spoken about yet.
That's right.
All right, you guys. We will see you on the next one.
Yeah, we're out.
Deuces.